Dr. Abrahams wants me to take this learning styles test. I don't know what to do about this. Shoot. Maybe I should put on my sorting hat of critical pedagogy! Gryffindor! What? What? I'm quite terribly sorry about that. Okay, that's alright. Old habits die hard. Yeah, I understand. So, I need you to sort me into the appropriate house? No, learning style. Alright, sorting hat, work your magic. Well, what do you know about learning styles? Well, I do know a little bit about learning styles. I know that we range from type 1s to type 4s. I also know that on the scale of type learning, from 12 to 6 we have perceiving, and from 9 to 3 we have processing, and 1 through 4 are all set up clockwise around the circle based on those extremes in the end of the spectrum. In regards to type learning, where do you think you fit in? I do think that sometimes I work well with people, and I do work well with people. I like people, and you know, sometimes I like to be by myself and think about what I could do with concepts that I learn and reflect on them instead of necessarily acting on them, maybe with people. And sometimes I just like to feel practical. I mean, in high school, I used to hate taking electives that were not deemed practical. I took accounting so I could learn how to do my own taxes. Perhaps you didn't appreciate school at all. No, I still love to learn subjects. I love learning new knowledge. It's something I really liked about myself, is that I still like to learn things that maybe I wouldn't be able to apply in real life, but it was awesome to know those kind of things. Sounds to me like you're a type 2. No, anything but a type 2. He who shall not be named was a type 2. Yes, I know. Dr. Abrahams. You know, Matt, it's not all that bad to be a type 2. As a teacher, you would be interested in transmitting the best knowledge, and your strengths lie in your ability to conceptualize and theorize. You're right, Sorting Hat, that does sound like me. But Magical Sorting Hat, I don't feel like a type 2. I don't feel like a bookworm. Think of it this way, Matt. Your goals lie in type 1 and 3. You want to feel productive and competent, and you want to improve your people skills and work. Wow, I never thought of it like that. The point of this session, Matt, is not to make you think you were only one type of learner, but mostly you are type 2. But you do show qualities of type 1 and type 3 learning. Perhaps you wish to take your theories and apply them into real-life situations, as well as helping social development like a type 1. That's a really good point, Sorting Hat. Sorting Hat, you make such great points. I can totally see how you would derive these conclusions from my inner personalities. For example, in theory, I love music, but I also need a purpose behind it. You can't just tell me what an augmented 6 chord is. I need to know how it works, what it does, what its purpose is. I think that's where my type 3 comes into play. And then maybe the type 1 comes into play with how I want to know how that makes people feel. People who are listening to the music. As much as I love music, it helps me be creative, which I think is a weak point in type 2 learning. And that is why music is my outlet. Maybe I recognize that I am weak in creativity and I want to express myself in a creative way, so that's why I turn to music and why I love music. In school, I always like to be recognized intellectually. I admit, I did like the sticker thing in first grade. That was a great thing for me. I liked having stickers, and I liked receiving the stickers because I did well. So I made sure I did well. I wouldn't say that was an overall goal, but that really makes sense that I'm a type 2 learner. I always made sure that I had the right information in my notes to make sure that, because it stuck up here if I wrote it down. And that's what I think is another way I am a type 2 learner, because I like to make sure I give the right information to people that I tutor. I always make sure that I'm up to date on myself to make sure I don't give the wrong information, because then I have to relearn them and I don't want to have to do that. I want to make sure that they get it right the first time. That's how I want to be efficient when it comes to that. Matt, sounds like you don't even need my help anymore. You're right, I don't need you. Ah! Hi, I'm Matt Henry, and I'm Windows 7. I mean a Type 2 learner.